We just got to get this shit done this week. Got some big plans. It's going to be fun.
Young Ryan Couture has just joined the UFC from Strikeforce.
I do know that.
Yeah, and he's got his first match lined up for Sweden. He's fighting Ross Pearson. Yep. He's a pretty highly ranked guy for your debut match. Is there an element of FU Randy Couture in that piece of matchmaking?
Not even a little bit. I would never do that. I would never. I mean, I called Ryan after the beef with me and his dad.
Yeah.
I called him. We had a man-to-man conversation. It went very well as far as I was concerned. Yeah, I would never do that to the kid, and I told him too. He said, I'm honored to be in the UFC. That's where I want to fight. And I said, understand this is your house. Don't ever walk around in the hallways at the events or anywhere else and feel like you're not wanted here, because you are. And I respect the fact that you want to be here, and I appreciate it.
I mean, publicly, he seems to be on the same page as you and, handling it professionally. But for his father, does Randy's name get erased from the record now? Like, we don't hear it get mentioned on commentary and stuff like that? Is he kind of gone?
I mean, have you guys seen me trying to shy away from talking about Randy or anything like that? My beef with Randy is Randy's not a man. Randy is not a man. He's not a stand-up guy. He's not. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I've dealt with this guy my entire career here, and nothing about this guy is stand-up. He's a man, 100%, 150% man in that cage. But once he steps out of that cage, you've never met the exact opposite of a fucking man than Randy Couture.
So he's now banned from Ryan's corner for UFC events, right?
Yeah, well.
But is that something the AC can get involved with, or is that strictly a UFC decision?
It's not a UFC decision. It's not an athletic commission decision. Ryan and I had a conversation.
Right.
We had a conversation, man to man. I told him where I stood. He told me where he stood. And as far as when I got off the phone with him, we had a resolution to the whole thing. And I called him up and said, this is going to be the weirdest phone call you've ever had, but I think this needs to be done, and I just want to let you know where I stand. And I have nothing against Ryan Couture. Ryan Couture's never done anything to me. He's a fighter trying to make it, and he wants to fight in the UFC. He wants to be a world champion someday. Then this is where he should be.
And I guess aside from all the the drama and stuff with Randy, that it must be kind of a proud moment still, because it's the first time you've had a father-son lineage in the octagon or in mixed martial arts, really.
Yeah, I never really thought of that. Yeah. So what about it?
Well, just because it's such a new sport that it's really the first time you've had that kind of father-son continuity, whereas if you look at other older established sports, it's become a common thing in some sports, but this is the first time we've really had it in MMA, which I think is kind of a landmark for the sport, personally.
Kind of a what?
Landmark.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
That's great.
I know you've been busy.
I never really thought about it.
I know you've been busy the last couple of days, but the International Olympic Committee deciding to drop wrestling.
Yeah.
You got any thoughts on that? I mean, it's
crazy.
Obviously, I don't know how much the UFC could do, but it seems like it would be in the interest to try to do something.
I've been battling this problem for years now. It's colleges are dropping it, high schools are dropping wrestling. I mean, the problem with wrestling is it's an awesome base for fighting, for mixed martial arts, for everything. I mean, what it does, I've never wrestled, but what I hear it does to guys who've wrestled, it changes people's lives, and it's this grueling hard work and dedication that all the things that go in with being a wrestler. The problem is nobody wants to watch it. In any sport, especially these days, it's about selling tickets and eyeballs and viewers and all these other things. And there's been a lot of people saying you got to fucking do something. But Gary and I were talking about this yesterday. What this could be is the evolution of mixed martial arts becoming an Olympic sport.
So, because a lot of people are saying, "Oh, this shows that MMA will never be a part of the Olympics because they're getting rid of that. They won't approve jiu-jitsu."
We bring spectators, eyeballs. Whether it's on TV or whatever it is. This sport draws. Wrestling doesn't. I can't be the guy to run out and try to save wrestling. I've been doing it for you. You know how many wrestling programs I've funded over the last 5-6 years? A lot.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to see wrestling go away either. It's such a big part of the sport. But something's going to happen here. It's going to evolve into mixed martial arts and MMA or something. I don't know. But I don't think wrestling's going to go anywhere. But competitive wrestling definitely is.
Yes.
Cool. Brilliant. All right, guys. Thank you. Appreciate it.